everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bron. Today we are in none other than Epcot, and I'm having a little fun themed solo day. I don't think I've ever done a solo day that's a themed one, because you'll know I like to do the theme days. I think it's fun. It makes me do things that sometimes I don't typically do in the park or I overlook. But we are at Epcot today, which is my favorite park, and I am having myself a little decade day. So if you didn't know, Epcot opened in 1982. So we got the 80s, we got the 90s, we got the 2000s, 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s. So I'm gonna do something that either opened in that decade, was really significant in that decade, and yeah, that's how my day's gonna go at Epcot. I do kind of have everything already picked out. And of course, it feels only right that the first thing that we are gonna go and do is none other than Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth is the icon of the park. It is what everybody knows as, like, when you think of Epcot, you think of Spaceship Earth. Whether you know that there's actually a ride in there or not, like, this is the most iconic thing that is here. So it feels only right. We're gonna start with this. I am very excited. The park opened about like an hour and a half ago, so the entrance is pretty busy right now. I looked on the app when I parked and it said that Spaceship Earth was about a 30-minute wait. It is the first ride that you hit in the park, so I feel like a lot of the people are like, oh, it's right here, let's just do it. So I am gonna wait for it. It's fine. It's mostly in the shade, so like, it is what it is. We're gonna have a great time. Here she is, all her glory. I changed the entrance, so it doesn't have the time on here, so we'll find out how long it is. The wait was about 25 minutes, so a little shorter. I'm sweating. 20 minutes of AC, let's go.
Welcome to the future.
Just got done on Spaceship Earth. I said in the beginning, but I don't even know if you could hear me because Judy Dench was talking very loudly. I ended up waiting a little over 20 minutes, so I guess technically under 30, but like, it was hot. A lot of that line was in the sun, not even a lot, but like at least 10 minutes of it. And when it's that hot outside, like, doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 20 minutes, like, I was sweating a lot. But love Spaceship Earth. It's always a good time. I actually next is the 90s. However, I have to go doing something else for a different decade real quick, because that one's a little bit more time sensitive. You can probably guess what it is, but I'm not gonna say it yet. You have to stay tuned to see if your guess was right. I'm sure it is, but it's gonna be my turn for that very, very soon. So I don't want to, the 90s is not in this area, so I don't want to go too far because I need to be over here. So killing time. I have like 20 minutes left, I think. So we're gonna knock out the 20s and then we'll pop back to the 90s. It is now time for the 90s, and for the 90s, as it is currently June and the Flower and Garden Festival is going on, guess what? The Flower and Garden Festival started in the 90s. There's like mixed things online if it was 93, 94, or 95, but obviously all of those are in the 90s, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't know like exactly what they had for the Flower and Garden Festival back then, but I know what they have now. So I'm gonna go and get some lunch from the festival. I'm gonna get a drink, like a real food like protein, and a dessert, and that's gonna be my one for the 90s. Let's head into World Showcase and go experience Flower and Garden. Obviously topiaries are a huge part of the festival, and I think the butterflies might be my favorite. I don't know. It's probably tied between the butterflies and like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs because I think that one's so cool. But I just think it's so like incredible how they make these, and they really do look legit. Like you can tell exactly who they are. It's not like, oh, it's a stretch that it's whoever. Like they're awesome. For my, I guess, what are we gonna call it? My main course? I don't know. I'm gonna go to Mexico and get the taco vampiro, which I'll put on the screen what's in it. It's one of my favorite things at Flower and Garden this year. I think it's so good. It reminds me of the quesadilla in Disney's California Adventure, and I loved that. So it's definitely been a staple for me for Flower and Garden this year. So let's grab it. Look how delicious. Now I will say the price on this one is a little bit steep. It's $8 for a very small taco, but I think it's worth it because I think it's really good. I did read the sign of what's in it so that I could tell you, and then I've forgotten the process. Also, I'm shaking the table. Get a little bit of everything. Cheers! It's extra good today. I feel like it's, sometimes I've gotten it, it's like room temperature, but she's fresh today. The corn is also good. This one just knocks it out of the park for me. I hope that they bring this back other years. Shout out to the 90s for bringing Flower and Garden to Epcot, subsequently creating this delicious dish in Epcot. Smashed it. That hit the spot. Wow. Arguably, I would say that one of the most iconic things to come out of the Flower and Garden Festival is none other than the Violet Lemonade. They even made like merch about it one year for the festival. That taco made me parched, I'm not gonna lie. I think we need to treat ourselves with a Violet Lemonade. Sounds like a good idea to me. Let's go.
I have a Violet Lemonade.
Yep, thank you. I have my Violet Lemonade. I have a gorgeous view. Cheers to the 90s and Flower and Garden Festival, but first we're gonna take off this little flower. I don't need those. It's so good. This just, especially on a very hot day, this just like hits it out of the park. It's got the right amount of sweetness, the right amount of tartness, the perfect amount of being frozen. It's so good. For a carry-on around the world to get my last dessert, I am gonna sit and enjoy this, but I'm gonna find a spot in the shade because you can probably tell I'm very sweaty. So, gonna enjoy it, and then we'll be on our way. My next stop is directly across the lagoon. The boat is here. On top on a friendship boat, and head on over. We're gonna head back in the boat. Look, you can sit outside. There's all the inside seating, but I want to sit out here. This is cool. Would it have been faster to walk? Absolutely, but it was a great view. It was a nice time. I just got so scared though because I'm going to La Isla Fresca, the Encanto booth that's right here, but I saw this, which I assume is for food and wine, and I thought that the booth I wanted was closed, but it is not. I'm gonna get the tres leches cake from La Isla Fresca. I don't think I had ever had a tres leches cake, and I got it because it was part of the Garden Graze, and it's like one of my favorite things at the festival this year, so we're gonna enjoy it. This might be my last time getting it, that's sad, but it's so delicious, I'm excited. This looks like not much, and this kind of looks like cheese on top. It is coconut, but it's a tres leches cake. It has, I think it's coconut milk, oat milk, and almond milk. Like I wanna say that it's, is that vegan? I think it's vegan. Cheers. I don't know what it is about this cake. I think it's so moist that it's just like, it's so good. It's super light too, which is nice because I feel like especially with the festival, like you're eating so much that like when you have too many heavy things and it's like 100 degrees outside, like you kind of just feel like you're gonna get sick. But this, it's light, it's fresh, it's delicious. I did find a small spot in the shade. However, the rock little bench that I'm sitting on is burning my butt, but it's fine. I'm gonna enjoy this shade moment, and then it's time for the 2000s. This is the end of the 90s. We have made it into the 2000s, and the 2000s is all about PhotoPass. So PhotoPass was started in 2004 actually at Epcot, and one of the things that they did, and I remember from my childhood, is they had like Kodak photo spots. Because PhotoPass, or like photography in the park, was sponsored by Kodak, they basically had like, this is a great spot to take a photo, and it would have like a little sign that showed what your picture kind of should look like. So I am gonna go, and I found a list of all of the Kodak photo spots that they had. There's 11 in the parks, so I'm gonna go around and do a couple of them. The one in Japan is directly in front of me in the water. I don't know what the little monument thing is called, but you know what I'm talking about. However, because of anxiety, I absolutely cannot ask somebody to take a photo of me, so I'm gonna try and find a way to set it up so that I can take it myself, but you can see it. I don't know, it may end up being selfies, but we're gonna try. Yeah, we're gonna start with Japan. I'll do a couple of them, but since I'm in Japan, let's do it. So this is the one for Japan, and honestly, for the Kodak picture, it basically is just like this. So I think for this one, because as you can tell, it is just like open space all around it, we're gonna do a selfie for this one, and it's gonna be awesome. The music is starting up very loudly, but that's okay. I changed clothes. This is a new shirt from Magical Castle Embroidery that I'm about to snap some pictures in for them. Still in the 2000s, still with PhotoPass, and there was not a Kodak photo spot in America, so I'm gonna make my own. So I'll show you these pictures once they're done, and hopefully they turn out cute. Pictures are done. They actually went very well, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty proud of myself because I don't care, like, if somebody's taking a picture of me, I don't care. I'll stand there, take as many as I want, doesn't matter. However, my anxiety really kicks it into high drive when I'm like propping up my phone and taking them myself, and I did them on a trash can that's literally like in the middle of everything, and somebody's like standing behind me like waiting to throw something away. So I just like stopped and was like, oh, I'm sorry, and like stepped to the side. She was like, it's okay, and like threw her stuff away and kept walking. But I got cute pictures. Go get yourselves a fun little 4th of July, or really any time of year, tee from Magical Castle Embroidery. Obviously this is from Muppet Vision. I'm not in Hollywood Studios, but we're in America. The shirt's about America. It's Regal Eagle Smokehouse. It works, okay? It works. Since it is 8,115 degrees, I'm gonna put my other clothes back on just because this is short sleeves and that's really hot. So I'm gonna put my tank top back on, even though it's basically wet from sweat, but it's fine. And then we're gonna head to Italy to do our Kodak photo. If absolutely anyone cares, this is the trash can I had put my phone on, and then that was the backdrop. Pretty nice. I actually think that the Kodak photo spot for Italy is gonna be pretty easy to get. It basically just has the tower in the background of it, and they typically, oh yeah, I see them. They typically do have a PhotoPass stationed there still that you can take a picture that way, or if you want to do one with Spaceship Earth, you can do that too. But yeah, this is gonna work. This is gonna work. I see a trash can that I can prop it up on, and it'll be fine. Hi! All right, this is basically the shot that we're aiming for. There is a trash can here, however, it just died down, but this is kind of a high traffic area, so this is gonna be really awkward, but we're gonna get a cute shot. Yay! Okay, that actually like wasn't the worst. Actually went pretty well. I was waiting for somebody to come and like hop in the back and photobomb it because people love to do that, but nobody did, which I very much appreciate. So Italy, check. I mean, while we're here, should I do Germany? Germany is just like with the like, I don't know, center like castle and fountain. So I don't know if that one's really gonna work, but obviously 2000s is about Kodak, but also like mainly about PhotoPass. And there's a photo that I want to get in the front of the park, which I think is like one of the coolest PhotoPass photos that you can get in Disney World. Obviously this exact one, like you couldn't get in 2004 when they started this, but PhotoPass has evolved. So we're still rocking the 2000s, but like contemporary PhotoPass. So I'm gonna head up to the front of the park and get that photo, and then it'll be time for the 2010s. I didn't want to talk about it until I got back to the front of the park to ensure that they had the photo that I want, but they do. So I'll go ahead and talk about it just because I don't really think I can like film it. But they have a PhotoPass photographer with a camera at the front of the park that is a 360 camera. So you can see like the whole ball, the entrance, everything. Like it's 360, and I think that's so cool and such a fun like thing that you can do. So I don't even have PhotoPass, like I'm not even gonna be able to like download this picture. It'll have the watermarks on it, but I still think it's cool, and it's from PhotoPass, it's part of the 2000s, so I'm gonna do it anyway. So yeah, like I thought, couldn't really film it, but I showed that quick little clip of like what your photo looks like. I'll insert mine now, even though it's gonna have photo pass, watermarks on it, whatever, it is what it is. But I think that that's so cool. Basically, like, it has tape all around the outside of it, and you just pick one of those to stand on. She's like, all right, you stand there. I recommend putting your hands up, I guess, just because of like, you know how like the 0.5 lens on iPhones like makes your feet look huge if they're too close to the edge? Like, I feel like that's probably what it would do to your hands. She was like, I recommend putting your arms up and just hold it for about 7 seconds. And I said, okay. So I just like awkwardly stood there by myself with my arms up, but hopefully it turned out cute. You've already seen the photo, so let me know. That completes the 2000s, and that means it is now time for the 2010s. Now, we are headed to ride Test Track. I'm fully aware that Test Track opened prior to 2010. However, the refurb where they changed it from being like the crash dummy test to what it is now happened, I want to say in 2016? I think it was 2016, I'm not sure. But it's obviously very different now, and because of what I am doing for the 2020s, I want to kind of like ride this as a comparison of like, you know, I guess it's been, what, less than 10 years since that ride came to be what it is now, and I feel like when that first came out, we were all like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, this is so futuristic, and then you see things that Disney is creating now, and it's like next level. So we're gonna ride Test Track to relive the glory of the 2010s at Epcot. As I'm walking up to Test Track, it just went down. It was down all morning. It's been up for the last like 2 hours, but it's down again. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of the 2020s, and hopefully this comes back up before I leave.
They're jumping.
Where's the shark?
The real dolphins?
So it's actually like an hour later. I did Nemo and then just went and sat in the seas watching the dolphins and such, as y'all saw, waiting to see if Test Track would come back up. It still has not, and now, you can't even tell, it's gonna start raining. So I think we're gonna do Soarin' instead. And Soarin's kind of the same vibe as Test Track, that Soarin' came out before the 2010s, but it became Soarin' Around the World in 2017, maybe? Sometime around then. So I don't know if Test Track is gonna happen today. If it comes back up, I'll go on it, but now, especially that the weather's getting bad, if there's lightning, Test Track will close. So it says Soarin' is a, I think like 70-minute wait right now. Frozen Ever After opened in 2016, and that was another one that I was like, I could go and do that, but that one has been like over an hour and a half all day, and I just really can't commit. But Soarin', at least, the queue is inside. If it starts pouring, I have somewhere to like be stuck. So let's go ride Soarin' Around the World for the 2010s. All right, I am back in my car, and I'm cutting in real quick because classic Florida, big rainstorm, and Test Track never reopened. Soarin' was an hour and a half wait. Frozen was over an hour and a half wait, and then it started downpouring for hours. I literally sat in the land pavilion for like an hour and a half. Could I have ridden Soarin' in that time to count for the 2010s? Absolutely, but I did not want to stand for an hour and a half. I literally just sat on the floor. I watched Awesome Planet, and that was after I sat in the seas for a while. So basically, Decade Day, a little bit of a fail because we didn't do anything for the 2010s, but we tried. I did, however, do the 2020s, so let's jump ahead to that because it's way more exciting. Last but not least, we have made it to the 20s. Obviously the year is 2022. Epcot is the golden age of Epcot. Listen, Epcot has always been my favorite park, but now it is truly getting the recognition, the attention, everything good that it deserves. I already did go on Cosmic Rewind, so I'm gonna insert all of that footage now. So, The year is 2022. We are officially in the 20s, which is crazy. And there's a lot happening in Epcot right now. Even though we're only, I guess technically 3 years, because 2020, 2021, and 2022, we're 3 years into this decade. And recently, I'm sure you all know, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind just opened. I did wake up at 7 a.m. this morning, got a boarding group, number 65. So I am gonna go and do that. So I'll show you that. I think that ride is just so cool. It's so cool to see like the transformation and the advancement in technology that like from all of the other things at Epcot to that, like it really is insane. I have a couple other things that I want to do for the 20s also, just because like I'm excited, but let's go ride Cosmic Rewind. It's way too sunny, you can't see, but I got called for Cosmic Rewind, let's go ride. I've only been on this ride once, and it was during the Family and Friends preview for cast members, and it was this like, I don't know if I can say it's like my favorite ride in all of Disney, because like y'all know I love Tower of Terror, but it's definitely my favorite ride in Epcot. Like it really is so good. We got September, so I'm excited to see which one we get this time, if it's any like constellation to anybody. So I did the 7 a.m. boarding group. I got 65. It's 11:24, and I just got called, and they give you an hour window to return. It's literally 11:24 on the dot right now, so let's go ride. Let's go.
I see we have new visitors. Something Xandar is famous.
I said we're gonna tell you. Did you say the leader? I'm the leader.
As you have seen, your world and ours were born of the same moment, one which you refer to as the Big Bang. As such, we are...
Welcome, people of Epcot, Epcoters, Epcotians, citizens of Epcot. Does anyone know what they call themselves? You made it. I mean, of course you did. Turn off that alarm. I've got an important transmission coming in.
Hey, what's up, Nova? Okay, I marked onto your vehicle.
We'll be right behind you.
Nothing to worry about.
Unless we cannot stop this unusually large man.
Is this the worst angle to ever exist? I think so. I just got off of Cosmic Rewind, and it was so freaking fun. I had Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which the first time I wrote it, I had September, and I thought September was better because it was more of a hype song, and Everybody Wants to Rule the World was like pretty slow, so it was still incredible and so fun, but the song really does make a big difference. But I have a guest that would like to say hi. That's your cue.
Hi everyone.
How's it going?
It is going really well. I am at work. I wish that I was
Riding Cosmic Rewind?
Riding Cosmic Rewind with you instead.
Yeah, seriously, it was so fun.
I'm not like actively working at this moment. I'm on a break. That's why I'm calling FaceTime Bron.
No, we know.
I wish I was at Epcot riding Cosmic Rewind right now, because it is my new favorite ride at Disney. I'm so jealous that you guys ride it today.
I know, it was so
I'm
much
really
fun.
happy for you.
Thank you. So because we're in the 2020s, I decided that this one gets two different things. So we obviously already rode Cosmic Rewind. We're now headed into the Creations shop, which this opened in 2021. So I'm gonna pick out something that has come out in the last like 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, and it's from a shop that opened in the 20s. Hitting all the 20 nails on the head. I have absolutely no idea what I want to get. Ears are always a good idea. I've had my eyes on these ears for a while, so maybe I'll get those. I don't know. These ones are relatively new too, but those ones are bobble bar, so they're a little bit more expensive. I could get something, they have all of the Guardians merch here, which I could get something from that, but I don't get my discount on that stuff. I don't really want to pay full price for it, so we'll see. Okay, I feel like I need something that's from the 50th collection. Obviously, the 50th is happening during the 20s. I feel like this is obviously a big deal. Let's see if I can find something cute. This is my first time seeing these, but I know they've been out for a while, but they're miniature gold statues. Let's see, there they are. So it's random, you get one, but those are the 10 that you can get from. That might be a winner. I do love the 50th Loungefly. I feel like that's a little pricey for today, but it is so pretty. They have the ears too, which are also Loungefly, but I don't think I like the ears as much. They're cute, but like I like the bag better. These are funny. They're little like jump point magnets. So it has this front half and his back half and two different ornament or magnets. That's cute. All right, we're in the car again. Let me show you what I bought at Connections. How about that? First, I got these ears. And I think that they are so stinking cute, even though they have a receipt that's longer than a CVS one. OMG, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, great purchase. I love these. These are so cute. Good purchase, Bronwyn. And then I also got one of the little 50th character statues. I did already open it when I was sitting on the floor of the land for hours. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed. So the choices I could have gotten were Minnie, Donald, Pluto, Goofy, Orange Bird, Bambi, Woody and Bo Peep, Simba, Timon and Pumbaa, or R2. And I got Goofy. He's not the worst. I mean, like, he's one of the Fab Five, so like, I guess it's actually like pretty good, but of the ones that were in this box, him and Donald were probably like the two that I did not want. But it's okay, it's still cute, and I still had a good day. I'm a little bit in a bad mood now. I really wanted to eat in the land because they had this pizza roll thing that looked really good, but it was so packed in there and there was no tables, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So I'm gonna go home and eat some leftovers because it's now 4:30 and I had planned to leave here at like 2 o'clock. So this day definitely took longer than I expected, mainly because of the rain and Test Track being closed. But I still had a very fun time and I hope that you'll enjoy Decade Day even though it was a little bit of a fail. Let me know if you liked this video and maybe I'll do it at Magic Kingdom. I probably want to do it at, I guess I could do it at Studios. I would not do it at Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom hasn't been open long enough. I could do Studios, and I definitely, obviously, could do Magic Kingdom. But let me know if you liked this little video. I had fun, other than the rain and all that, but I had a good time. That's all that matters, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all again real soon. Bye!